Welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is day 10, week 10, going into week 11 of Friday Night Fights. And with me as always is Charles.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going great. I hope everybody there had a good time last week. Got their games in. Charles, you got your game in, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm still waiting to play mine later tonight. I hate when people back out of their games during the weekend, and then you try to make it up during the week. It's the most annoying thing ever.
And on the last second, right? Because
yeah, like 10 minutes before.
Yeah.
So it's
we record right at the end of the game week.
Yep. So I'm sure we're gonna throw other people's show off because we have to start late. Anyway, let's get right into the action. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll get into our scorecards. Welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is our scorecards, and we take a look at last week's results, see how you guys did. Let's jump into our main event pick, which was the Murdery Space Elf Troops 1-0 win over One Cheese. Now, did I pick the elves on this, or did I pick the One Cheese? I don't even remember.
Yeah, everyone picked the elves because One Cheese was busted.
They were pretty hurt, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at some stats here.
Pretty expected result, I guess.
Yeah, the One Cheese had the ball, 56% ball possession, so that's pretty nice. Half the time in their own half, 6% in the opponent's half. Definitely out-blocked, out-injured, out-KO'd, as you would kind of expect from this game. One Cheese took 4 KOs and 5 casualties throughout the game.
The Reds also didn't have any tackle for that game, so those blood guard pieces become amazing.
Yeah. Slow day on pickup for One Cheese, skill point wise, a little above average for Murdery Space Elf Troop. And let's take a look at the dice. Anything interesting? 3 failures on pickups for the Space Elf Troop. Sheesh. 1 success, 3 failures. That's kind of unusual. And their block dice, they threw a lot of skulls that day.
So that makes it clear why they only scored once.
Yeah.
You can only pick up the ball once.
A lot of ones they were throwing here. Let's see, One Cheese, nothing really stands out for me on this. Trying to stab people, 1 for 1, always funny. 3 pickups, 0 failures, 1 pass, 2 failures. So I think this is just one of those games where Murdery Space Elf Troop just throwing too many ones for the game, especially on stuff like picking up. I mean, what do they need? Anything but a 1 usually, or 2. So
right,
yeah. Good win for the Murdery Space Elf Troop. They continue to take it to the division. Rex, I don't know if we're going to look at that in our next segment, see if he's out of contention now. Let's get to the next matchup, which is We Chillin's 2-0 win over Ace Trucking Company. Now, I called this one. I think you called Ace Trucking Company, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, and I said, that's it. You cast your curse yourself. That's got to be a first time on the show that somebody's ever done that.
Yeah, there might be a first time on Rebbl itself.
So how did this game go?
I started off on defense. I think I chose that because of the wizard and Edge 5 Leaper and stuff.
Yeah.
He plays around the fireball, but opening up space for the lightning bolt. The ball was in an okay to bad position after the scatter, so I tried to scatter it again and it goes into a horrible spot, so I can't recover it, but it was enough to make the game a bit crazy. So when he finally stabilizes, I go for a red eye surf on the ball, so to not get the ball surfed, he chooses the ball down, so the ball goes into the ground and scatters into a player surfing it, and it goes into a good spot for me, and I am able to get it from the backside and end up scoring 1-0. And then of course it looks great, right? I'm 1-0 after my defense, so I just have the ball, and if I score once, that's probably game over, right?
Yeah.
And then what happens? Of course, he gets a defensive blitz.
Sure.
I only have, I don't know, 6 or 7 players, something like that. So makes everything hard. Then I decide, well, since Snuffle can give my opponent yet another defensive blitz, I can get some 3s and 2s. So I go for kind of a unsafe play to try to either score or put the ball very far away, but I fail on that. So the game gets crazy again, but eventually I'm able to get the ball and score. So had to sweat it out a bit because of the defensive blitz, I guess, but I can't complain. It was a good win.
Yeah, you won 2-0 against a tough coach and a team
And
that's kind of
Sharks.
a team that's kind of the bane of Dark Elves at this level.
Yeah.
All right, good win for you. Let's take a look.
One
at...
of the few.
Yeah, it's kind of gone downhill. Let's take a look at Bring Out Your Undead versus Ars Gosha. Now, I think we all called Ars Gosha on this one. What we didn't call was it by 4 points. Oh my gosh. Now, I did see a little bit of this game. I think I turned it off at the half because it was just so ugly. Like, I know that Rand, the few times I've seen him get punched and he didn't regenerate, inside of me I kind of laughed because the undead teams rely so much on that regeneration, and it seems to, whenever I play against them, it always works. But this game, it was not working. So they were just getting hammered. Huge day of pickup for Ars Gosha on skill points. Bring Out Your Undead gets 6. And let's take a look here at the injury dice. 60%. Oof. Armor 51%. Just nothing going right. Regeneration 28% success rate. He failed 5 regenerations and got 2 of them back.
Wow, yeah. I always say I like how Ziazeta doesn't let go with after his winning.
He's like a pit bull. Once he gets the lead, he just clamps down and keeps going.
Yeah, that's kind of abusive for Neil.
Kind of. Oh well. I've lost 4-0 before too. It happens.
Wow.
It's one of those brutal things that just once it starts snowballing.
It's so rare.
Yeah.
It's so rare to see a result like this. I don't remember one.
Remember, Rand, I lost 4-0 last season to a Lizard Man team, so it doesn't reflect poorly on you. It's, I mean, it can happen to even the great ones. So.
Oh sure.
You know, I mean, if it happens to me, it certainly can happen to you.
Yeah.
That was just a bad matchup for him. I mean, he's facing a team that's older, stronger, tougher, and with claw, and your regeneration is failing. So.
And those Tomb Guardians are pretty fresh.
Yep.
Especially now that he lost another one.
Yeah. So this is gonna be gut wrenching time for Rand going towards the end of the season.
Yeah, we should try to bring Rand over to talk about whether he's re-rolling or what's he gonna do with this team.
Yeah. We'll have to see.
Because they look fresh.
We'll see if we can get him on the show. Let's take a look next at Bogue Bombers. 1-2 loss to the Grody Greens. Now, I think, did I pick Bogue Bombers? I don't even remember this one, but...
you didn't.
I didn't.
Only Ziazeta picked it.
Okay. Well, I thought he was going to pull off a miracle, but he couldn't do it. But he got 1-2. I mean, he did score. Let's take a look here.
Yeah.
So,
it was always going to be a tough matchup for him.
Good lord, the Grody Greens threw 65 blocks, only got 7 KOs and 1 injury. So, by taking that many hits, you got to feel good that you only took 1 casualty. So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, your team lives on, and he got a nice day of skill point pickups for getting a beating like that. Let's see, just about 13 points, and the Grody Greens pick up about the same. So not a bad day for the Grody Greens. Nothing spectacular, but all those blocks were just not hitting. Let's see his armor here. Armor failed, or held up 63% of the time, but his injury, this is what it was, saved him. His injury rolls were 88% in his favor, so he only failed 2 injury rolls. That's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Especially when you're going against a power team like the Greens.
That gives the Grody Greens new life into the race for the playoffs, and they actually face some of the teams on top.
So they can make their own
So
fate.
they might make it interesting.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that when we get to the next segment. But not throwing it. We got the win, but you just didn't get the casualties. So you can't really complain since you did get that win. All right. Romanian Rebels 2-0 win over Yeti to Conquer.
Yeah, there we go. I was the only one who believed in them.
Yep.
And finally a Dark Elf team beats the Norse.
Yeah.
They got 2 draws.
Let's see. Yeti to Conquer threw 48 blocks to 26 blocks. Let's see if there's 5 KOs and 1 casualty versus Yeti to Conquer took 2 KOs and 3 casualties and 1 death. So they threw more blocks but took more casualties. Eesh, you hate those days.
Yeah,
I didn't get to see the game, but it could have very well been a dicing with that result. We'll have to take a look at that here.
They don't really have developed killers anymore, I don't think.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess the Armor 7 versus Armor 8 played a factor there. I'm guessing, of course.
Yeah, here's another result where the injury rolls for the Rebels, they only failed 2 injury rolls. They held up 87% of the time. That is insane.
I'm so envious.
I'm so envious too, because it seems like I never get those results. I always get this, like, here, Yeti to Conquer 69% of the time, so they had 4 failures, 9 successful injury rolls. So, yeah, just one of those games where if you're not hurting them and they hurt you, it's going to be a long day.
And they have more edgy, they have slightly more movement, I think.
Yep, and you got to get those removals early so you can get positioning where you want, because the elves will just reposition wherever they want.
Right.
Let's see. Gourmet Governors 2-1 win over Stump Force. Poor Stump Force. Let's see.
Yeah, that was clear, because it's difficult for a slow team with low edge to deal with that. So
yeah. Let's see. Stump Force putting down 46 blocks, getting 3 KOs and 1 injury, whereas the Vampires put down 26 blocks but got 3 KOs and 5 injuries and 1 kill. So it's just another one of those lopsided dice days. All 3 of these games so far have been just ridiculous.
Killing a dwarf is always interesting.
Yeah, I appreciate the effort. Injury. Gourmet Governors held up 71% of the time. That's not too shabby at all. Bloodlust is okay. I don't see anything crazy here. Hypnotic Gaze was really on point. 85% of the time you hit it, so that was nice. Stump Force. Let's see. Armor holding up only 70% of the time, so a little less than average. Injuries holding up 80% of the time. So I don't know. Just one of those games where the nothing you're gonna do, because it's so hard to play against vampires when you're a slow team, and once you're out of position, you're done for. And then if they're also getting the removals, it just makes it even that much harder.
Yeah, he kind of needs to be killing those troll a lot, and if it doesn't happen, then
the vampires just do whatever they want. I mean, Strength 4 elves just pretty much do whatever they want.
Right.
Blighty Moes and Boss Hog Outlaws. That still is a game that's not going to be played. Y'all know the situation there. And we can't really report on that until it's done. So what we'll do is we'll take a quick commercial break and we'll come back with our leaderboard. Welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is our pound for pound segment. We take a look at the leaderboard, see who's moving up, moving down, not moving at all. Moving up, Motley. Is this the first time he's been in the lead, or was he in the lead last week?
I think he was in the lead at the beginning, but he's not really on the lead because Vulpes is gonna take that. But yeah, he's pretty up there.
Okay, so yeah, he's riding high right now. I mean, he's in the top 4, so.
And he's been there for a while, right?
Yeah.
Most of the season, he has been the best Dark Elf team.
Yep, that's true. Ziazetta's second or third place, depending on how Vulpes goes up. And the Gertie Greens. Now, the Gertie Greens kind of came out of nowhere. I gotta say, I've been watching them slowly make the way climbing up. But I think they had those, like you said, those first few games where it's like, a draw, loss here, draw there.
Yeah.
And you didn't expect much from them. Now all of a sudden, they're in playoff Challenger Cup striking range. So,
yeah, there was a point where they looked completely out of it, but then they won, like, I'm looking at it, I think it's 4 in a row.
Nice.
4 wins in a row puts you back in contention, of course.
One of them, of course, is the admin win. So, again, everything that happens in this season is null and void to me. But
so completely tainted. Okay,
so
doesn't
completely
count.
Tainted, never counts. But let's see, the biggest fall that I'm seeing here, I think Iron Master down to 11th. He's free falling. We kind of expected. We kind of expected Kicks to start falling after he took that murder from Ziazetta. We knew it was gonna be, but Iron Master I really thought we had higher expectations of him. So I don't know if it's just.
You know what happened there?
No.
He also took a killing from Ziazetta.
So Ziazetta is the dream killer.
Yeah, and he just did the same to bring out your undead a little bit, not a lot, but. So he's kind of deciding who's re-rolling, I guess.
he's doing a cleansing of his own. That's kind of
Sure.
funny. I'm glad I'm not in his division. Oh dear lord.
And ours kind of deserve it, right? It's
No,
a very
yes.
dirty.
Yeah, Norse are just dirty. I mean, they just hit you. They're wearing those stupid shorts, and then they lay on the ground, waiting for you to stomp them. Yeah, they
Yeah, and
deserve
they
it.
have easy foulers and
Yep.
claws.
I hate them. And Rand, his team, the Kemri, with the 4 giant guys with no downfall. Nah, get rid of that. Good. Cleanse them out too, Zeta. That's great. Because I don't want to face them. You can let the Skaven hang around, maybe a few Dark Elf, maybe the
Yeah,
human.
who knew Chaos could be like a hero? Like Chaos always feels like
They feel like the bad guy, but they're really doing some work for the good. It's like a pro wrestling heel turn where the bad guy becomes a good guy. As long as I don't gotta face any of these teams next season, I'll be fine. So, those are some ugly teams up in the top, and I don't know who is left to play each other. We'll take a look at that in our next segment. Why don't we take a quick commercial break, and we will come back with our main event. And welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is our main event series. We grab a coach from the division, have them come in, analyze what the week's games look like, make fun of other coaches, or just talk bad about people in general. On this week, Charles, who do we have up for our guest this week?
We have Sexy Rexy Mr. Longbone.
Hey, I'm
Wait.
back, baby.
Wait a minute,
Let's go.
I didn't authorize that name. That seems like between your
what
special
people
Brazilian
call
booty
him.
juice and now his name, I'm getting creeped out on this show. This is a family-friendly show, Charles. Obscene. All right, you two wackadoos, let's get ready to roll here. How'd your game go this week, Rex?
Terrible.
Okay, well, good. We'll get into that as well.
Sweet.
Anytime rats die is a good day. Charles.
Nobody really died. It was. Yeah,
Oh, so
never
not
mind.
terrible.
Oh, so yeah, it's not terrible. You just lost. All right. Let's take a look. Charles, who do you have up for our main event?
We got Arsgotia versus One Cheese.
Arsgotia versus One Cheese as the main event. That is going to be an interesting matchup. Why don't we jump
it's
right
not.
into it? It's not?
It's gonna be death and destruction.
Oh
It's
my
a-
goodness.
David versus Goliath matchup.
Yep. This is
between
the kind.
two teams
Oh
at
my.
the top of the division.
Arsgotia at 2250, fat and stacked. I mean, I didn't even think teams could get past 2250.
It shouldn't be
Right.
My goodness. And let's see it. One Cheese coming in at 1640. Arsgotia comes in. Oh, you know what? The good news, Rex? He comes in completely healthy.
Yeah.
So you get plenty of inducement money. Looks like Rex comes in with missing a lineman. So, but other than that,
I
completely
saw-
healthy.
I saw most of his game against Rand.
Yeah, that was a beatdown, and that was.
I was like, all I wanted Rand to do was get a perm on something, or like even an MG.
Or even an
No.
MNG. I know. So basically, if you get murdered this game, you can blame Rand. Is
Yeah.
what I'm hearing. That's what I do.
That's my plan.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Good job. Let's take a look here. Now, we've all seen both of these teams, and I don't think anybody's gonna bet on Rex's team.
They should.
I know. This is gonna be ugly. The only thing you have going for you, let's see, does he have a lot of tackle? 1, 2, 3. He's only got 3 tackle pieces. But the bad news is all 3 tackles are on their killer pieces, so if he does connect, it's gonna get ugly. What's your
Got a really
plan?
annoying amount of tentacles too.
Yeah, he does. What's your plan this game? Just survive, or are you just gonna?
My plan is to get a wizard.
Yeah.
And
Well, don't
to
tell him
win
too
off
much
the
of your
back
strategy.
well, I'm pretty sure Zeta's been around long enough. He could figure out that rats with 600 inducements are gonna get a wizard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Now, are you gonna play for the win, or are you just gonna try to play to cripple him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm gonna play for the win. I'm still in it.
You're still in it. All right. Let me take a look here at your schedule. Where are you? Oh, you're in 5th. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You can still
I
close
still
up.
have to try.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
it's really hard because Motley, Zeta, and Volpez all get free wins off of
Right.
Right.
Bloody leaving me,
Yeah.
or leaving me really.
Can't-
So
yeah.
I'm a little concerned about how it impacted me. But
I am telling you, when somebody quits a division, it just throws everything into chaos. It's the worst. I hate that. That's the one thing I hate more than anything else.
Having to face Nergo and then see them leave.
Yeah. See the other
Oh,
kill
and
teams.
Lazarus. And Lazarus stinks.
I know.
Everybody above me gets a free win from my the Bloody Nose.
Yep. You should put in a protest with the league. Tell them to
Oh,
invalidate the
so-
entire season.
Yeah, I'm not salty at all.
No,
So.
absolutely not. All right, so is anybody going to pick one cheese in this? I'm certainly not. Charles?
I can't, but I will say that desperation is a powerful tool.
Absolutely.
Like my game against the Azera, like when you don't expect to win, maybe that's how you win it.
Yeah. He's not going to take you very seriously, so maybe you can get him, rope-a-dope him.
Yeah, and I mean, you have to take rats with the wizard serious. I've got the stuff I need to win if I can stay alive. It's just that part's really hard.
Right. Disengaging,
Right.
trying not to get hit. You know he's going to blitz you once per turn, for sure.
Yeah.
So, good luck. Are you going to bet on yourself then? You going to take yourself?
No.
Oh, jeez. Don't want to cast or curse yourself either, huh? All right, that makes sense. So all 3 votes for our Scotia in this one.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah, the smart money is there. All right, Charles, let's take a look at our next matchup. We got Murdery Space Elf versus We Chillin'. 2 boring matchups where anybody who rolls a 1 is probably the loser. Because you know how elves, you're just playing to not roll a 1. The Space Elf troop, 1810. We Chillin' comes in at 1390. Let me see if they're healthy.
What happened to you, Charles?
New Charles is trash.
Busted up.
Oh wow. Yeah, you did.
Oh my gosh, Charles, you're missing a blitzer, and a witch elf. Talk about a favorable matchup. I mean, Motley gets you at just the right time. He's got to be happy as a... Oh my gosh.
And that destruction was from 34 blocks and not many falls. So it was great.
Oh, that's awesome. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy, though, I tell you. I gotta say, I'm gonna... I think Motley has the better team, but I think I've played Motley before, and I think Charles is technically the better coach, but I don't think your coaching can overcome... Hey, this is my opinion, Dingleberry. Let me talk. Look, I'm wrong on everything. You guys have said that before. So
Okay, sure.
I think, because I've played both of them, I think Charles is a little better of a coach, but I don't think he's better enough. I'm going to say it's like 59 or 51, 49 to overcome missing these pieces. So I'm going to go with Motley. Charles, who do you like?
Yeah, I gotta go with Motley as well. He has the guard advantage. I'm gonna have 5 loners, I think.
So much bondage.
I'm only gonna have 2 tackle pieces, which usually I like to have 3. I'm gonna have to be the crazy elf team, throwing crazy dice and hoping that they stick, and he can be just whatever he wants. It's so difficult.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard one. Rex, who do you like in that matchup?
I think the wizard will be enough to at least get Charles a tie.
Possibly.
Then the tie is much better for him than for me, right?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I'm kind of playing for the win, or
You kind of have to, don't you?
secret.
Yeah, if you want to make it to anywhere. All right. Interesting matchup that will be.
So you're picking the draw?
No, I'm gonna pick you, Charles. I believe in you.
Wow, thank you.
Oh my.
That's why they call him.
Rex is looking to capitalize on that.
I really need you to win.
See, I think there's something going on here with Rex's Longbone Brazilian booty juice. Like, you guys have come to a partnership agreement, and you're going to start selling a product behind my back. There's something weird going on here. Nobody bets on you, Charles. Come on. All right.
Nobody ever picks me, right?
Nobody
Charles
ever picks
had
you.
a rough couple weeks. I think he's due another one.
Oh, jeez. You do a beatdown. Next game up, who do we have? Romanian Rebels versus the Gourmet Governors. Let's take a look here. Romanian Rebels 1770, and the Gourmet Governors coming in a chunky 1910. They're getting a little fat too. I didn't notice how big they were getting. The Dark Elf team comes in completely healthy, it looks like, and the Gourmet Governors come in missing 2 thralls. Interesting.
He's got like 14 of them, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, his actual TV is 2010, but he's down to 1910 for this. And he's got, obviously, most of his skills on the vampires, except for a move thrall and then a couple of, like, kick, dirty player, maybe, or wrestle. So this is interesting. I've seen 2 different versions of vampire teams. One of our clanmates, Sam, plays where the thralls all do a lot of work. But it looks like Lumi has stacked everything on the vampires doing most of the work here.
Yeah, it's probably difficult keeping them alive. Right?
Yeah, that's true. I think in this one, I'm going to go with the vampires. I think on elf versus elf action, vampires usually win at this level. Who do you like, Rex?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Lodge players for the Romanian Rebel, and 1 tackle for Lumi. No, 2 tackle, I guess. He does have that. He does have Gazpacho. So, I think I actually like the elves.
Ooh.
They've got that strength 4 tackle blitzer, so they can pretty easily hit most of the vampires, which is something that they would struggle with normally. They've got Mighty Blow to hit the Thrallus with. They've got a really good stack.
See,
I think they've got. If he's played against vampires before and he knows how to handle them, like he doesn't.
That's
do it to the elf
that's
screen.
the ticket. If he's played against them and knows how to screen properly and avoid getting open, hypno-gazed. It's a tough putt if you've never done it before.
It's unfortunate for Dark Elves because you're not quite fast enough to really abuse the vamp's slow speed.
Yep.
Because that's typically a Skaven. That's what I do. I just don't go anywhere where they can hit the ball because then I don't have to worry about trying to do some kind of weird calculus to figure out how to prevent it.
Yeah. Yeah, see, my thought here is that Lumi doesn't have to have removals. He just has to have the ball somewhere. If he can get to the ball, then there's nothing because the elves will get a few removals here and there, but they're not a killer team either. Who do you like, Charles?
Yeah, I think the point Rex made about the experience against vampires is why I'm going with the governors. As you can remember, Orofert is the coach learning on the job right now. He's never played a team at such high EV, so I'm guessing vampire matchups are not really his cup of tea. And then I expect him to do well, but then a little bit not experienced enough to pull out the win. So governors for me.
All right. And let's see. The Bogue Bombers should get a win against the Blighty Moes. And bring out your undead versus Boss Hog. Bring out your undead. This again looks like a rookie team at only 1460. And Boss Hog Outlaws coming in at 1790. So bring out your undead comes in missing a Blitz Raw. It looks like and a bunch of fresh Tomb Guardians. It looks like.
I've seen second season Kenry look stronger than this.
I know.
And I'm guessing on the first season you can't reach this type of level.
Rex just took off his headphones and threw them at his computer when he's listening to this. You've just made an enemy out of him, Charles. I want you to know that.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
It's so true, though. I mean, all he's got is one guy with a fractured arm and a broken jaw. Oof. This is. Ugh. There's just nothing pretty about this team anymore. But Rex or Rand is a bit of a luck.
With 8 throw raw that he's gonna get a 1-turn with at some point.
You think so?
Oh, he almost had it this week.
Okay. Well,
yeah, he was a GFI away.
If he gets that, he should retire the team. If he gets a 1-turn with Camry, that'd be amazing. Send that clip in if you do get it. Who do you like in this one, Charles?
I'm going with the Boss Hog. If there was any other Charf team, I think the Camry matchup could be enough. But Boss Hog Outlaws, I'm guessing they have already played a lot of strength teams, and he's gonna know what to do.
Rex, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, I think I like Bulbs too.
All right. Well, I am going to go the other way. I'm going with Rand. Rand, I never pick you. This is probably the week where you let me down. Yeah, I think he's got enough strength still. He doesn't have the block, but you know what? No, never mind. I can't do it. I gotta go with Boss Hog Outlaws. Never mind. Sorry, Rand. I thought about it, then I realized, nope, that's never gonna happen. Even without Claw, I just don't see it. It's just not gonna happen. It's gonna be ugly. All right.
Unless that 30 player pops off.
Or some chainsaw, right?
Oh yeah, chainsaw can pop off.
Yeah, it's not gonna pop off. Let's be honest here.
Did Camry get a chainsaw?
I think they get. There's one guy with a chainsaw they can get.
They do.
Oh, okay.
Nobody.
Is it that sidestep one?
I don't know. Nobody cares about Camry enough to worry about their inducements.
Man, I don't know.
They usually don't have inducements because their Tomb Guardians are so fat. So I don't see them getting inducements very often. Who do we got next? Ace Trucking Company versus Stump Force. Ace Trucking Company comes in at 1840. Stump Force coming in at 1660. The classic Chaos Dwarf versus Dwarf matchup. Charles, who do you like in this one?
On who plays at home?
That's on the left side. Would be Ace Trucking Company.
Okay,
And what do
so
they have,
without their bribe stadium, Stump Forest loses a lot of their strength.
Yeah.
And so I gotta pick the dwarves with claws.
That's a good point. He's 200 points down. I can take 2 bribes possibly. Yeah, I got a. Let me see. I mean, Ace Trucking Company still has any claw pieces? Yeah, they still have 2 claw pieces. So I agree. I'm gonna go with Ace Trucking Company on this. Rex, who do you like?
Let's see. 3 guard on Ace Trucking. 5 guard dwarves, but 1 to go off.
All right. So
probably Ace Trucking.
the Death Roller is gonna be hard to deal with. Let me see. Well, he's got a Hobgoblin with Dauntless, so he's got this in the bag. That stupid Frenzy Hobgoblin is still alive. I cannot believe that nonsense. That thing was a star in one game. I thought, oh, he'll be dead the next game, but here he is. He's not even injured at this point.
No, he's been around forever.
I can't keep a Hobgoblin alive to get to 3 skills, let alone 4 skills.
He had that goblin the last time I played him, like 2 seasons
Yeah,
ago,
the
I think.
freaking thing won't die. It's like he's got armor 10 or something. What is going on here? And he's frenzy, and he's in the middle of business. He's getting jacked around a lot. He's still not dead. It's amazing. All right, maybe he's juicing on that team. Let's see. Ars Gosha versus One Cheese. We already talked about. Nobody wants to talk about that game again, especially Rex.
I'm terrified.
I know. Grody Greens 2050 versus Yeti to Conquer 1510. Grody Greens, let's see, they come in completely healthy. That stupid Strength 6 beast is still annoying and still alive. I think everybody in the division has let me down on that.
It's the only thing keeping Lazarus from growing.
Yeah. Yeti to Conquer comes in Berserker down, and their team just doesn't look the same either. This is one that got massacred and hasn't recovered yet. I think for this one, I'll definitely go with the Grody Greens. He's on a roll. Why stop now? And once Nurgle gets on a roll like this, and they've got block on everybody, Mighty Blow, it starts to get really ugly quick. Unless he runs into a killer Chaos team or something. Charles, who do you like?
Yeah, I gotta go with the greens. It's kind of another human team for them. They already beat the first one, so I gotta go with them.
Rex, what do you think?
I believe in the Norse bullshit.
All right. Yeti to Conquer for an upset. I like it. It's a bold strategy.
I like how Rex picks the people we don't.
No, that's good.
I pick the people I need to win.
Yeah. I guess if you're trying to will them into a win.
Except for Bulbs. I need Bulbs to lose. I forgot about that. But I don't really expect that to happen. That's hard to.
That is hard to overcome. But everybody wants Bulbs to lose anyway, so maybe the power of prayer will be against him. That is that. Is that every game? Yeah, that's everybody. So your game coming up. Are you gonna be streaming that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really sad the whole time.
Okay, just ignore the comments because I'm gonna be in there laughing every time somebody dies. So.
I guess I've been wanting to re-roll for a couple seasons now, but I've had a really good scaling team, so I haven't. So if my team dies, then I can re-roll and get free. Is how I'm thinking about it.
What are you thinking of re-rolling into?
Vampires.
Why?
Because they're awesome.
Oh my god, they are not.
There's been a spike in popularity for vampires, it seems.
They're so much fun.
Everybody plays vampires for 1 season, then they retire in the 2nd season, or they go on to play 6 seasons. So
yeah,
You're gonna be a long hauler.
Yeah, I've had this team now this is my 5th season, I think.
Okay.
And I'm only gonna re-roll them if my Vermin and like another good gutter runner dies.
Yeah, I mean you've got a chance. You've got some nice removal pieces here with Dauntless. I mean you can kill some things.
Yeah, and I don't need to kill his team. I just need to get like some warriors off the field for a little bit, and I'll have room to run around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with Claw you should be able to do that. I mean, and Dauntless is nice. You have horns on that? No, you don't have horns on that. All right.
No, he's not getting horns anymore. He's a legend now.
Now, Charles, what were you asking about? Which player to retire?
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the Claw Mighty Blow piling on guy. I think it's time for him to go.
His only killer on the
Especially-
team. You think his only killer should be off the field?
He can't go.
No, you lose that
He's
piece.
gonna die a warrior.
You lose that piece. There's nobody making any removals on this team.
It's the end of the season, and you gotta think about building the next guy.
Yeah, I gotta
right?
think about getting to playoffs too, Charles. I can't go there on the back for a store permit.
But you kind of do want to get to playoffs with a team that can win. So
Nah,
Yeah, but it's too late in the season to
He's
start
looking at the
rebuilding
playoffs.
now. He's got another
Yeah.
Storm Vermin with block here he can start working on, but... Oy.
Hopefully he just takes an MNG and I don't have to face that.
Yeah, is this your third season?
I'll be so sad if I have to play 2 of the 3 Dark Elves without any tackle.
Yeah. Is this your
So
third
annoying.
season with the team?
With my team?
Yeah. How many seasons has this team been around?
I think this is my 5th season.
Oh, jeez. This is a 5th season Skaven team?
Yeah.
Oh, you should retire. This team
No,
looks
why?
this team
Fine.
looks horrible for a 5th season.
You don't. No, Skaven. You cycle Skaven all the time. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not a big deal.
On Edge, it's okay. He doesn't need many developed players,
Yeah.
and the team kind of works with level 1 gutter burners because they are just great.
See, I don't see
Anyways.
any. I like to see leaping gutter runners, strip ball kinds of plays, but I don't see any
He
of
has
those
one
here.
coming.
Yeah,
Eh,
it's 9 SPP out, I think, right?
okay.
And
Yeah.
he'll have leap, and it'll be a strength 4 leap sack.
That-
Like, it'll be disgusting.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But
He just keeps rolling really well, so
all right, well, keep playing the team then next season.
Are you gonna go tackle or strip on that guy after the leap?
tackle.
Okay. Why?
The 2-heads guy is gonna get stripped.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
With the strength 4 blitz, the tackle is so much better, I think.
I agree. All right. Good to hear from. Thanks for coming on, Rex. We really do appreciate it, and
Hey, no problem.
condolences on your match. We always hate to see these lopsided matches, but it is kind of funny
It
when
wasn't.
it happens to
It
other
wasn't
people.
that lopsided. It was just I just got smothered. I almost had the steal. I was so close. I almost had the steal in the second half, and that could have changed the game. I could have at least gotten a tie after that, but
No, I'm talking about your upcoming game, Rex.
oh, I've already blanked that one from my mind.
Oh, that's probably good. Just play on autopilot. Just kind of click
Yeah,
stuff and
that's
hope
even
for the
happened
best.
yet. I'm already ignoring it.
Or if you don't care, just foul with your best player, get him out of the game safely.
yeah,
or-
there might be some gutter runner fouls.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Listen, I fouled with a bull centaur before. I was like, I'm getting out of here. Peace out. Saved by the ref. All right, we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll come back with the last segment of the show. And welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is the outro segment of our show. Our last segment, we sit around, talk shop, talk about the league, any news going around, or what's just going on in the division. Now, here we are. We're going to take a look at the ELO ratings, what the computer thinks is going to happen, versus what we picked. I picked the Gourmet Governors. That's a good idea. All right. Any wacky matchups here? Ace Trucking Company should stomp on Stump Force. Other than that, I don't. Oh wait, here's a blowout.
Yeah.
Khemri Chaos Dwarf. That's not going to be good. And the Grody Greens against Yeti Conquer. So the computer does have some really biased matchups here. That'll be interesting.
Sure, yeah. Also, there seems to have been a change on the API, so I saw some of the ratings fluctuated a bit weirdly, but I have no time to actually go through why that happened. But
So on Cyanide servers, they
hope it's
changed
correct.
something that's throwing off your numbers.
no, I used the Rebbl.net API,
Oh,
and
okay.
because of those Swiss divisions, they had to make some changes, I guess. And on the last seconds before doing this Rebbl ELO stuff, I had to fix because it didn't work anymore after the changes. I don't know, some of the ratings look different. They didn't like. I won, but my rating went down, for instance. That shouldn't happen.
Uh-oh.
That shouldn't happen. But it's alright. I think it's fair that the other team is favored. So
Yeah, it's your first season trying this out, seeing how it works. So, I get it.
Yeah.
Other than that, any other news? I don't have anything new
I
and interesting.
don't.
Except for if you're in Clan League, man, do I hate scheduling in Clan League.
sure.
It's just the worst because it seems like in our clan, we run into the worst people once a season. There's always some group that doesn't do the honorable thing.
Yeah, that's what was weird to me. They
Yeah.
could have said, "Oh, we couldn't schedule, so you guys win," but they didn't. They took the draw. So,
I know
yeah.
they're gonna take it. I would like when I had that happen to me. I told somebody, "Hey," I said in the Reddit thread, I said, "Yeah, I'm free this Saturday. Hit me up for a game after 7 a.m. We'll work out the details." And then he shows up at 7s, ready to play, and I was still working. I was like, no, wait. I said, hit me up after 7. I'll be free the rest of the day. But he took that to mean we got to play at 7 right now.
Exactly 7.
And so I said, well, obviously there's a miscommunication here, but since I didn't make myself 100% clear, I'll take the loss. Because
Sure.
I wouldn't want to be the dishonorable one in that. But then now fast forward to a season later, and here something even more egregious is like guys scheduled on. In Reddit they said to meet me in Discord, we'll talk about it, and then they backed out, and then they didn't come forward and say, hey, yeah, we screwed up. That's just weird. Like if I screw up, I say, look, I screwed up. But
And it was twice. It
two
wasn't just
people in their
once.
clan. Like one guy just quit outright. I heard he's quit their clan, and they're still like, just that's the worst.
Yeah, that wasn't the greatest admin job
No.
ever, but let's
No.
not talk about it as well.
Nobody cares about clan, and I know we're
Cut that from the show.
Oh, no, I'm leaving that in. I want to make sure that you never get a break now. Oh my goodness, I don't know who's the clan. I don't know who it is, but anyway, that's the
You know,
news we
that
have for
actually
clan.
happened to me on my first season in REL, like
I remember that.
Team quit.
Yep, and they
I
gave
got
you a draw because you
and then
couldn't.
everyone else gets a win.
I know they gave you a draw and I think it was because he quit. He never got back to you, so you couldn't schedule on Reddit, or so there was something weird. I remember thinking,
Yeah.
but then
And then everyone else gets a win, so that was painful.
That
I
was-
could have been first place.
Yep.
I would have been champion.
it was
man.
so bad. Sometimes these things happen, though. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it sometimes. But oh well. So that's the news that we have around Rebbl. If you guys have news you want to share, please let us know. Charles, good luck on your game. I still have to go play mine in about an hour, so I'm gonna go get crushed here by Skaven, I think.
Probably.
Yep. Thanks.
No, you get some removals.
I'll
You're,
get-
you're pretty.
I'll get some removals, but I think it's hard to beat Skaven when they got a wizard. He's gonna have a wizard. So. All right.
Oh, okay.
Everybody have a good season or a good week. We will check back with you. Please let us know when you're playing. We'd like to catch more of your games, but if you don't let us know, it's hard for us to go back and watch it on our free time. But
Yeah.
otherwise, see you guys next week. Bye.
See ya.